So my idea for the first scene was to have the main protagonist, Jake, walking down the street, like looking kind of grungy, like with a hat on his head, skateboard, so the audience know, like automatically, that he doesn't fit in with the crowd. And then there's going to be a voiceover of his voice over the top, talking about someone who we don't know yet, and he's saying how they never had a close relationship. He always kept his distance. He was always at work, never had any time for me. And then he's going to reveal at the end of the little voiceover that it was his father, and that his father actually committed suicide 4 months ago. So the basic storyline is going to be about Jake going on a journey trying to find out who murdered his father. So the next scene, scene 2, is going to be a school scene. So there's going to be quite... I had this like vision of quite like low angles, like following Jake through the crowd, so not actually revealing his face yet, like keeping him like mystery and stuff. And this is where the femme fatale is going to be introduced. So there's going to be quite a lot of like tilt movements, like starting from down from bottom of her feet, like raising up to reveal her face. I was thinking maybe she could have like red lipstick and red nails, but I don't want it to be too obvious, so probably just wearing like maybe like a black top and like maybe like a mid-length tight skirt or something, so she still looks quite seductive but not obviously like femme fatale yet. So I had the idea of the femme fatale having a boyfriend, and the boyfriend is like the cool like jock of the school, like on the football team, like really cool, like really popular, and he's actually like, I thought he could like be really horrible to Jake and beat him up and like nudge past him every time he goes past him. And I thought this could be the reason for the femme fatale meeting Jake for the first time. I thought that she could text him and like apologise for the way her boyfriend acts, and like, why don't we meet up, like I want to meet you and just apologise and buy you a drink. So then I thought this could like smoothly run to the next scene, like a bar scene. And if we can find like a really old-fashioned bar with like low dim lighting to like create like a spooky, like seductive, like sexy, but also like mysterious like atmosphere, so that they can like have a conversation and start to get to know each other. As I still want to create a mystery behind the femme fatale, for the audience, like to try and figure out like what she's about, I thought we could have quite a lot of over-the-shoulder shots, like showing Jake's face but not yet revealing the femme fatale, and also maybe some close-ups of her lips talking while she's wearing red lipstick. And maybe like as it's in a bar, we could have some, we could try and like get some shots of like reflections in the glasses and some stuff like that. So depending on how much time we've got, I thought there could be a scene after when the femme fatale and Jake meet, of the femme fatale's boyfriend like possibly beating up Jake and like just basically saying, I know you've been meeting my girlfriend, like back off type thing, which leads the femme fatale in tears running home like upset because Jake has ruined everything between her and her boyfriend, and he wasn't meant to find out basically. So then I thought Jake could follow Rosie. So at this point it'll probably be like after school time, so I thought it could be quite like dark lighting. If we can, maybe get some like alleyway scenes and like smoke to create like mystery again. And like if we can find, if there's any street lamps around, maybe we could have a shot of like Jake underneath it, so like his face is kind of shadowed, following her to a house. And then obviously she goes into a house and Jake is going to watch from the outside. So here we'll probably have to have quite a lot of like long shots or establishing shots, showing the house and the location, and maybe like a few like side on like low angle shots looking up at Jake as he's watching into the house. So while Jake is watching from the outside of the house, he's going to be looking into a window of which have Venetian blinds, and behind those Venetian blinds I had the idea if we can try and creating like silhouette of the femme fatale and her father. And this is the first time we see her father, so obviously he's the like villain of the storyline. So we want him to like be not revealed. We want like quite a lot of dark shadowing like around his face. So I had the idea of a silhouette through the Venetian blind, with the father like shouting at Rosie. And then obviously she's going to run out crying upset, and she's going to spot Jake watching, so she's going to be like, have a go at him, say, why are you here, like, you shouldn't have anything to do with me. And this is where Jake is going to like click for Jake that something's not right, like her father possibly could have something to do with this murder, so he wants to find out more from her. So yeah. In a group discussion, we realised that for Jake to find out that the femme fatale's father killed his dad, there needs to be some sort of hint like the whole way through. So Dom, in our group, came up with the idea of maybe like a necklace with a ring on the end of it, like which symbolises the company that Jake's dad worked for, and the femme fatale's dad could be wearing it. So in the next scene, when the femme fatale comes out crying upset and then she runs off, Jake's still going to stand there watching like curious. And then we thought we could have a close-up shot of the dad's eyes, like just looking through the Venetian blinds out at Jake. And then he's going to come out of the door and shout like, who's there, go away, like leave. And this is where Jake sees the necklace like round his neck, and that's when it clicks. So at this point, I thought we could have loads of like flashbacks, like quick flashbacks with fades, showing like this necklace, picture of Jake's dad with the necklace on, and just stuff like that, like all showing the necklace. So then Jake realises like he's the one who killed my dad, and that's when it like all clicks. So I wasn't really sure like how I should end it. Obviously there's going to have to be a confrontation between Jake and the father. So I thought after showing my group this, maybe we could all come up with an ending together. But basically in the ending scene, I want obviously the dad to have like quite lots of dark shadows and like high contrast. A lot of close-ups of like his eyes and the ring around his neck. And a lot of like darkness and mystery, but I'm not quite sure how it would actually end, so I'd have to like discuss with my group if we were going to do this idea of what they think we should do.